This is 15-month-old Adama with her mother, Miriama. They traveled to Falajeh to seek help to find out why Adama lacked energy and was always wanting to sleep. Adama weighed 6 kilograms, 4 kilograms less than average for a child her age. You would think that this is happening halfway around the world. How does this affect me? Well, did you know that each year 2 million Australians, or 1 in 10, seek assistance with food? Around half of them, children. These could be your neighbours or people within your community. This problem is so big, in fact, that in 2010, 925 million people were affected by extreme poverty and hunger. That's about 40 times the current population of Australia. So let's ask ourselves, why is this the case when there's enough food to feed the whole world? This is one of the main reasons. Food waste. Did you know that Australians waste over 4 million tonnes of food per annum? You as an individual waste approximately 178 kilos every year. The amount of food we wasted was enough to feed the entire population for 3 weeks. This equates to Australians throwing out $7.8 billion of food every year. Research by the government shows that the average New South Wales household throws out $1,036 of food per annum. That's a huge waste of money. Imagine what you could do with $1,000 of savings a year. Maybe sponsor a kid like Adama. This waste also adds to pollution. When food rots in landfill, it gives off the greenhouse gas methane that is 25 times more potent than the pollution from your car exhaust. When you waste food, you're also throwing away the massive amount of resources it took to get that food all the way from the paddock to your plate. In essence, food waste produces 15.4 million tons of CO2 emissions every year. So to recap, the problem we are looking at is UN Millennium Goal 1. Our focus in addressing this very complex issue is food waste. We have shown that this is a huge problem leading to wasted money, wasted resources and damage to the environment, and most importantly, poverty and hunger worldwide. I am Paul, and this is Charmaine from the University of Canberra, and we are Team Food for Thought. We are going to talk about how we have used technology to help solve this problem. According to a study published by the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, in industrialized countries such as Australia, food waste is mainly due to consumers. Therefore, the focus of our solution is what we as individuals can do about food waste. So let me ask you, have you ever cleaned out your fridge and ended up having to throw out a load of expired, unused food? Have you ever rummaged through your fridge to find something to cook, only to realize that the eggs you wanted to use expired a couple of days earlier? Well, imagine if at a click of a button, you can find out what you can cook based on the things in your kitchen. And that's exactly what Food for Thought app does. Our solution is a mobile application that helps people make efficient use of their food, thus saving them money and preventing food waste.
This is Food for Thought. We make use of Windows Live Tiles to remind people about expiring items in their kitchen. Looks like right now we've got 6. We also make use of toast notifications, reminders a couple of times a day. So let's open the app. Here we have the home screen, basic navigation, quick list of modules available. To demonstrate Food for Thought, I'll be walking you through a couple of scenarios. So first one, I'm at home and I'm wondering what to eat. Straight away, I get a list of recipes I can cook based on what I have in my kitchen. It shows me how much of each recipe I have ingredients for in the kitchen, and it prioritizes recipes based on the number of ingredients expiring soon. This is to make sure that I use these expiring items first. So let's look for some Aussie snacks I can cook. We filter by cuisine and course. Looks like I can do either Cheesy Mite scrolls or Anzac biscuits. Because Cheesy Mite has more expiring ingredients in them, let's go with that. And here's the recipe for Cheesy Mite scrolls. These are the ingredients I will need and the steps to make them. Let's go back to ingredients. It shows me that butter, cheese, and milk are expiring soon, and where it's got information icons on the right side, it tells me that I don't have enough of them. So it looks like I need a little more cheese, and I have no Vegemite in the kitchen at all. Oh, one more thing. I'd like to make sure that I don't cook too much in case it goes to waste. So we go into settings to adjust the serving size. I'm going to be a bit selfish and just cook for myself today, so it won't be 4 servings. But I'm a bit extra hungry, so let's set that to 2. As you can see, it adjusts the amount of ingredients required based on the serving size. So it looks like we have enough flour and cheese to cook 2 servings, but I still don't have any Vegemite. So let's add this to the meal planner, which I will show you in a second. And this is the meal planner. Right now it's only got the Cheesy Mite scrolls I just added, but it's possible to plan several recipes. From this, we can generate a grocery list based on ingredients in these recipes that there aren't enough of in the kitchen. Looks like all I need right now is Vegemite. I have the option to send this list via SMS, maybe to my friend Paul, who might be nice enough to get it for me. So once we have our jar of Vegemite, we can easily add this to our kitchen by simply scanning in the barcode. So here's our 250-gram jar of Vegemite. The expiry date is based on standard recommended shelf lives for specific ingredients and based on how you plan to store it. So let's add this to the kitchen. And we can go back to the recipe list, where Cheesy Mite scrolls is now at 100% match. So let's go ahead and use this recipe. Once we use the recipe, the portions and ingredients are automatically removed from the kitchen. And that's the first scenario. Now I will walk you through another scenario to do with dealing with expiring items in the kitchen. It looks like I have quite a few things going off soon. Cheese is expiring tomorrow, so what recipes can I cook to make use of it? Or, can I make use of both bacon and cheese before they go off? And here's what I can cook to make use of these items before they expire. But what if I think that I won't be able to use the bacon and cheese in time? Then I can choose to donate these items. It brings up a map with nearby food banks. And there's one near my area. I can call them up or email them. As you can see, the email is pre-populated with what items you have selected to donate. After figuring out where I'm donating the food items, simply confirm that that's what we're going to do. In the very worst case, if things do end up expiring, tell the app that you're disposing of these items and it will tell you how much money you've wasted. The app actually keeps track of this, so in the future you can view statistics of food waste over different time periods, which will help you better plan your future purchases. So how does Food for Thought work? It is a mobile application that runs on Windows Phone. We have used Windows Live for users to sign in, and the open source zebra crossing barcode scanner. Our application is hosted on Windows Azure, and mobile phones talk to it using a WCF service. Some of the main tools we have used include Microsoft .NET Framework 4, Visual Studio 2010, and Expression Blend 4. As you can see, this is a very technically viable solution working with technologies available today. We have also made use of Windows Phone user experience guidelines to develop the app that we have just demonstrated to you. So let's have a look at who we're competing against. LG recently presented Smart Fridge in January this year. It keeps track of things in your fridge, but only things in your fridge and nothing else. Fridge Police app reminds people of cans that they've opened and are about to expire. That's pretty much all it does. Several apps, like Love Food Hate Waste, suggest recipes based on ingredients, but they do not consider the amounts of ingredients that you have. As you can see, Food for Thought ticks all these boxes. We have several differentiating factors from our current competitors. So let's take a look at how realistic our idea actually is in terms of economic viability. We have looked at the costs we would have to cover with resources such as project team and test devices. We'd have costs for marketing and then ongoing costs like Windows Azure hosting. In terms of pricing, we plan to make the app free. However, we have a few methods of recuperating our costs, such as charging a monthly subscription fee for extra modules of functionality that I will mention later on. Another method is by charging recipe cookbook companies to use our app as a medium to advertise their own recipes, something along the lines of charge per click, or allowing these companies to sell their recipes via our app, wherein we could take commission off of sales. Also, we can partner with big supermarket chains. Imagine if you could order your groceries online, have the items directly loaded into your app, whilst being delivered to your home. We could charge supermarkets to advertise their featured recipes based on things like their current product specials and sales. Not just supermarkets though, but the entire supply chain. So imagine if wholesalers and suppliers identified expiring items and sent notifications to food banks to help feed the less fortunate. Here are some extra modules that we plan to include in the future. The meal planner would include health, budget, and calendar modules. You'd have a food waste statistics module to show how much you've wasted and saved. A user profile to store dietary and taste preferences. Social networking to share recipes. The ability to create, modify recipes, and the marketplace to buy and sell them. The impact of using the Food for Thought application is, as an individual, you can quickly and easily find out what you can cook, keep track of what you've got in the kitchen, save time with the grocery list generator, and save money. Because our application allows for donations to food banks, it also benefits the community. The world as a whole can reduce food demand, food prices, reduce global waste of resources, and in turn reduce poverty and hunger, and help save Adama and many others like her. Now that's food for thought.